To the Emergencies Act, there are lots of questions about what evidence the government has to invoke it. Section 3 defines a national emergency as an urgent and critical situation of a temporary nature that seriously threatens the ability of the Government of Canada to preserve the sovereignty, security, and territorial integrity of Canada, and that cannot be effectively dealt with under any other law of Canada. There are checks and balances in place in the Act, plus legal thresholds that must be met. Those have yet to be spelled out by the government. David Akin is looking at the legal and political questions that need some answers. David?
Well, Donna, we have talked to several experts over the last 2 days, all of who say there is considerable doubt as to whether the government has legally met the threshold to declare an emergency.
So the government of Canada is essentially having to say that these protests threaten the government's ability to preserve the sovereignty, security, or territorial integrity of Canada, which I think is quite a significant thing to be claiming.
The Emergencies Act is not there to protect the Canadian economy, which is one of the things that the government has been talking about a lot.
And despite press conferences yesterday and again today with the Prime Minister and senior cabinet ministers, the government has yet to provide details or explain why it believes there is a national emergency and exactly what it will do about it.
Mr. Speaker, yesterday the Prime Minister invoked the Emergencies Act. 24 hours in and there are more questions than answers.
I want to be very clear, Mr. Speaker. The scope of these measures are time limited and geographically targeted.
But does geographically targeted mean they apply only to downtown Ottawa or to the entire city? Is it one border crossing or all border crossings? One province or several? The Prime Minister did not say. Details like that and many more are the kind of thing that both MPs and senators will want before they vote to confirm the government's application of the Emergencies Act. By law, both chambers must begin debating this issue within the week. That debate will be followed by a vote, and the government must get a majority in both chambers. If it fails in either chamber, well, that's it. That's the end of the Emergency Act and the end of any special powers the government wants to exercise. Donna?
Okay, lots of steps still to come. David Akin in Ottawa, thanks.